Okay, so here we are again. Today we're going to talk about how to stop getting to the end of the day with nothing done. And my name is Tracey Hausel from traceyhausel.com. So I have some questions for you. What would your business look like if you did not procrastinate? What would your life look like if you woke up every day knowing what to do? What would your business look like if you stopped wasting time? What would your life look like if you knew where everything was? What would your business look like if you were able to focus? What would your business look like if you kept going even when you were frustrated? So you're going to learn how to end procrastination, manage your time, and magically add more time to your day. How to create habits and rituals that'll have you running on autopilot. How to find what you're looking for. How to focus in on your business and avoid distractions. And how to keep going in your business even if you see no progress. So why should you listen to me? Well, I have a Master's of Science in School Psychology and a Bachelor of Science in Special Education. And all those things we talked about, what I learned when I got those degrees, and with the over 20 years, about 22 years, working with children and adults that had difficulties with time management, organization, learning, attention, and more stuff going on. I've got family members who have difficulties with focusing or learning. And my passion, absolute passion, is to help adults in the home business industry find success and overcome difficulties despite what they have been told that they can or can't do. If that's you, remember how in high school you were told, or maybe you heard a teacher tell someone else they were lazy, they were stupid, that they'll never amount to anything. Bull malarkey. You can have success. School just might not have been your thing because they might have not taught you the way you should have listened. I should have learned. They might not have understood what you needed. And that's what I'm here for. So why should you take this webinar seriously? Well, what would your business look like if you don't learn how to manage your time, overcome procrastination, get organized, and get focused? What will your life look like a year from now if you don't learn these skills? And if you don't learn these skills, you'll be in the 99% that fail in their business. Who would benefit? Any person in the home business profession that wants to be successful in overcoming difficulties with focusing or learning, or those other areas we talked about. Any person that will do what is taught and not make excuses why they can't. Because if you make excuses why you can't do something, it's no point. This isn't going to help you. It also benefits any person who's tired of procrastinating and getting nowhere, or going backwards in some cases, in their business. It also benefits any person in the home business profession that is willing to put in the work to be successful. So what are some common myths? Multitasking will help you get more stuff done. No, not true. No. The only time that you actually multitask, and you still really aren't, but it's the closest you'll come, is if you're doing one thing that requires your conscious not to do. An example is singing in the shower. Actually, neither one of those things are real conscious sometimes. But another thing is going for a walk and listening to a podcast, music, or what have you. You can do those two things at the same time because neither one of them are real brain intensive. But otherwise, you're not doing two things at one time. You're doing one thing, you're stopping, you're going to the other task. You're stopping that one, and you're going back to the other one. You're stopping that one and going back to the other one. Another myth is, as long as you know what everything is, you don't have to be organized. No, because if you're not organized, that means you've probably got piles, and clutter attracts clutter, and those piles grow, and eventually you can't just remember where everything is. Another myth that's kind of one of my soapboxes, I guess you could say, is you can sleep when you're dead. No. If you don't sleep, you could be dead. What do I mean by that? Your body needs sleep. You will literally, if you don't sleep and go days on days without sleep, you will literally go insane. The smaller things is lack of sleep affects weight gain. Lack of sleep impedes focus and concentration. So what you might have been able to do in 20 minutes will then take you 2 or 3 hours to do. It affects other parts of your health. There's tons of stuff that it can affect. If you've only had about 4 hours of sleep, your reaction time will be like if you're drunk. Another myth is you work your best when you're under pressure. Well, you might think that, and the reason why you might think that is that you never gave yourself time to do something. You always waited to the last minute. There might be a few tiny people who do work best under pressure. There's not a lot of them. Another myth is you just don't have the time. But you know what? We all have the same 24 hours, and there are people who work really long, obnoxious hours and still do their business. Why do you procrastinate? Well, you don't know what to do, how to do it. You don't know how to prioritize. You subconsciously fear the outcome. You have negative self-talk. You don't have the right tools. Could be one of those. Could be 2 of those. Could be all 5 of those. So how do you end procrastination? Well, you got to figure out why you procrastinate. If it's because there's too much stuff to do, then list the top 3 most important things to do. If you're procrastinating because something's difficult or you don't like it, then start with something easy or something you do like to build momentum. Brian Tracy wrote a book called Eat the Frog. He says you should do your most difficult stuff first. And usually one of the people I know try to do the most difficult stuff first. The most difficult stuff never gets done. And their easy stuff never gets done because their most difficult stuff never got done. And another way to end procrastination is if you don't know what you should be doing on a daily basis in your business, go learn it. So how to find time in a busy day and magically grow your time? Well, we're not really going to add more 24 hours a day, but you'd be surprised at how much time you could be wasting. So do a time audit. That's like a time diary. So every 15 minutes, write down what you're doing for at least 24 hours. I would do it more than that. You can get calendars that mark off every 15 minutes. And doing this makes you more aware of how you spend your time. And also, when you're doing it, you're liable to do what you're supposed to be doing more because you don't want to admit that you were doing something that you really shouldn't have been doing. At least to you, it's something you shouldn't be doing. After you complete the audit, look at the time wasters and reduce and eliminate them. Even if you just wasted 10 minutes, there's things you can do in that time. You can write a message on Facebook. You can do a post on Facebook. You can post a picture on Instagram. You can have a short phone call. There's things you can always do. But make sure you have breaks. And breaks are not time wasters if you're not abusing them. So how do you focus on your business? Well, plan when you will work. Declutter the area where you will be working. This actually saves you time and you get more done in your clutter-free area. Use a timer. I use a timer, and a timer could be in your phone. It could be a kitchen timer. It could be something on your computer. When I'm doing something I really don't like, which was writing reports, when I would write them at home as a school psychologist, I would set a timer for 3 sets of 15 minutes. And then that 4th set of 15 minutes would be my break. Now you might ask, why don't you just set it for 45 minutes? Because in my mind, I could tell myself 3 sets. So I had 3, 2, 1, break time. It worked. What can I say? Also, sit down with your family, make rules about interrupting your office time. Make them know when office hours are. I have a friend who's taught her daughters to do certain things like write notes, hand signals, all kinds of things if they needed to interrupt her. And write down what you will do the day before. So tonight before you go to bed, preferably a lot sooner than that, write down what you want to do the next day. Or write down what you will do the next day. That way when you wake up, you won't have a brain freeze and wonder what you're supposed to be doing. So how do you create a ritual or a habit? A few years ago, I took a course by Evan Pagan called Wake Up Productive. And he called habits or morning routines rituals. And I thought that was cool. So I call them rituals too. You can create rituals for when you get up, before you go to bed, what has to be done in the office every day. I learned to do some of these because not everything came naturally to me through flylady.net. I don't make any money. She does not have an affiliate program. Everything you do helps them stay in business of helping you. So you can check her out. She has things called control journals that tell you what to do before you go to bed. An example is set your clothes out for the next day. Put your things in what did she call it? Launchpad. So for example, let's say you don't want to forget your book bag or your briefcase or whatever, your satchel. Put them in front of the door so you kind of have to trip over. That could be a launch pad. If you're a night person who takes a shower at night, take a shower. Girls wash your faces. Those kinds of things. Make sure your dishes are put away. For your business, pick things you will begin doing every day. There are 3 things you have to do, you can't get out of doing in order to have successful business. Is creating content, meeting new people, and communicating with your list. If doing all 3 of those at one time freaks you out at first, that's all right. Pick one thing and do it every day. A habit can take anywhere from 7 to 30 days until it becomes ingrained. Once you get comfortable doing that first thing, then add something else. And each of those topics can be broken down into smaller bits. And at the end, you'll have trained your brain that you will do those tasks, and you're not even going to think about doing it most time. I mean, you might think a little bit when I do my live Facebook at 1 o'clock every day, well, Monday through Friday. I know I have to know what I'm going to do that day, but it's so ingrained in me that it's weird. It becomes weird if I don't do it. So how do you find what you're looking for or organize? Well, the best thing is to put things back where they belong when you're finished with them. You should start files, paper and or digital, for the various things you need in your business. For example, expenses, income, information on your MLM or affiliate program, notes and handouts on a marketing strategy you're learning. I started this summer using Evernote. And I had the premium edition because that allows me to search for things. I did have physical notebooks, and then I wouldn't remember what I wrote where or where I put the notebook because I had tons of clutter. So for me, it's easier just to type it in. Yes, it's always better to handwrite things, but it doesn't do me any good to handwrite those things if I can't find it later. So that's why I went to Evernote. You also can use folders in your email program and automate what you can. So I have folders for swipe copy, information sent by MLM or affiliate companies, telling you later, topics I'm interested in, my mentor, Diane Hockman, I have a folder for her that I put all of her letters that she sends so I can study them. In automation, be careful when you do this, when you say, okay, make a rule and say, okay, I want all of these emails to go straight in this folder. You do want to set it so that it opens them, because your mail program may see that as spam if you don't open them. Also, if the person who's sending you the email looks through the list and they're trying to wheedle it down, because the more people you have in your list, the more expensive it is to have the autoresponder program, they might cut you out. And you might actually want those things, but they think you don't. So remember that. How to keep going when you're so frustrated because you don't see any results. Well, reward yourself for the actions you have taken. So for example, if you created content consistently for a given period of time, reward yourself. I'm not saying a trip to Disney. I'm saying a bubble bath, extra time reading, go for a walk. It doesn't have to cost anything. You've spoken to a certain number of people for a period of time. You've earned a reward. Reward yourself for results, yes, but especially the teeny tiny ones. You got your first lead? Woohoo! Reward yourself. Made your first sale? Woohoo! Reward yourself again. Reward yourself when negative experiences happen, so you begin to desensitize yourself to them. So you get your first hate letter. Oh, you've made it now because you've affected somebody. Unsubscriber. Hey, you're looking for people who are looking for you. They're not looking for you, so they're gone. And have a coach that you have to be accountable to. So what is the next steps? Well, you can take this information I just taught you and you can apply it and you can see results. But if you want to go faster, you want to sign up for my coaching program. Why? Because each program is tailored to fit your needs and your concerns. You have someone to be accountable to who won't be nice when you don't do what you said. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you have your buddy be your accountability partner when you say don't do anything one week or don't do everything you're going to say, they might say, oh, well, you'll do better next time. No, coach doesn't do that. Coach says, well, why didn't you do that? And what are you going to do different next week? And a coach might say, okay, how are you going to negatively reinforce yourself? In other words, you're going to take something away? You're going to not earn something? Were you watching webinars and lives all week long so you didn't do any work? Then you have to earn that webinar or Facebook Live. You have to earn it. You have to do your work before you see it. You have to have someone who understands how people learn and that not everyone learns the same way. And you can get your questions answered. You don't have to go about it alone. So what's in my coaching program? Well, you get a 15-minute introductory call, and that's valued at $47. You get 40. You get 4 30-minute individualized sessions. It's $97 per session. Unlimited email support during the program, $97. Gamified action plan, $147. What is that? Just like a video game. You start in level 1, so what's level 1 look like? Okay, what's level 10 look like? And then we decide, and then you and I together decide what each level looks like. And you get a reward when you go to each level. Again, just like a video game. Total, that would be $679, but you're not going to pay that. For the next 10 people who sign up for this 4-week coaching program, and it doesn't have to be 4 consecutive weeks, but you can't take 6 months to do it either. You will pay only $197. First 10 people, or midnight Eastern on Wednesday, whichever comes first. I'm done. I'm closing it down. And when and if I open it up, I'm going to double it. Because, this is beta right now. And so you're getting a little bit of discount for that. But people tend to want to stay with me. Excuse me. So if you're interested, go to traceyhausel.com/app to complete your application. Not everyone who fills an application will get coaching. Everyone will get a 15-minute introductory call. But to see if we're fit. What if I don't fit you, or you don't fit me, or we don't fit each other? You've got your call, and it didn't cost you a thing. So let me see if you all have any questions. Okay. Somewhere around here should be. Aha. B. Nope, that's not going to work. Take that away. All right. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions, so I hope that was helpful. You can always get a hold of me on Facebook, Tracey Hausel. Tracey Hausel page is my page. And I hope you have an awesome rest of the evening. And join me Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. on my Facebook page or profile for my Facebook Lives. And you all have a great day. Bye.